One arrogant doctor, one quiet nurse, and one unexpected twist of fate. In a single afternoon, his pride would collapse under the weight of her truth. The hospital pulsed with the rhythm of life and urgency. Machines hummed in steady tones. Monitors beeped like digital heartbeats, and the faint shuffle of shoes echoed down polished corridors. Afternoon sunlight spilled through the tall glass windows, painting golden streaks across the sterile white floor. The air smelled faintly of antiseptic and coffee, an odd blend of exhaustion and purpose. Dr. Lucas Grant strode down the hall with quick, confident steps, his white coat billowing slightly behind him. Every gesture spoke of authority, chin high, gaze forward, unaware of the quiet glances that followed him. He moved like a man certain of his place in the world. At the nurse's station, Amara Johnson stood with quiet focus, her dark eyes scanning patient charts. The calm in her movements was deliberate, almost graceful, as if chaos itself bowed before her presence. She noticed a discrepancy in one of the medication files and called out softly, "Doctor, patient in room 214 has a penicillin allergy." Lucas didn't slow his stride. "Thank you, nurse. I'll handle it," he replied, his voice clipped, dismissive. Amara said nothing. She simply watched him disappear down the corridor, her expression unreadable. Yet for a brief, unguarded second, something flickered behind her eyes. Not anger, but recognition. The day stretched on, heavy with routine and pride. Dr. Lucas Grant moved through the ward like a conductor in his own symphony, snapping orders, correcting others mid-sentence, basking in the quiet admiration of younger interns. Yet behind the smiles, a few exchanged glances spoke volumes. More than once, Amara Johnson's calm voice cut through the noise with quiet precision, offering a correction here, a reminder there. But each time, Dr. Grant spoke over her. "Yes, I was about to suggest that," he said once, stealing her observation without a second thought. Another time, he flipped through a chart she had already updated, muttering, "We really need better attention to detail around here." Amara said nothing. She only adjusted her glasses, crossed out a minor error he'd missed, and continued her work with composed grace. Between patients, she paused briefly, pulling out her small leather-bound notebook. She scribbled something, short, deliberate, private, and tucked it away before anyone could see. At the nurse's desk, 2 staff members whispered behind their clipboards, "She's been through worse." Let him talk. You'd think he'd know who she is. But Lucas didn't notice. He never looked back. The hum of the hospital drowned out the warning, the irony already taking shape, quietly, beneath his own confidence. By late afternoon, the golden light of the sun slanted through the hospital windows, tinting everything in a warm glow that contrasted sharply with the tension in the air. A message had gone out, an emergency staff meeting in the new administrative wing. Doctors and nurses gathered quickly, murmuring in low tones. Dr. Lucas Grant entered last, straightening his tie, his confidence intact. He took a seat near the front, nodding politely to colleagues who made space for him. The room settled into silence as a senior board member approached the podium. Papers rustled, the hum of the air conditioner filled the pause. Then came the announcement. "Everyone, please welcome our new Director of Medical Operations." The words hung for a heartbeat. Then came the sharp, deliberate click of heels on polished tile. Heads turned. Conversations died mid-breath. And there she was, Amara Johnson. No scrubs this time. Only a tailored navy suit, her ID badge gleaming. Dr. Amara Johnson, MD, Director. Her calm presence filled the room with quiet authority. Dr. Grant froze. The color drained from his face as realization struck with surgical precision. His pulse quickened. His throat went dry. The nurse he'd brushed aside was now his boss. Dr. Grant sat frozen, his pulse pounding in his ears as Dr. Amara Johnson stepped to the podium. The murmurs faded, replaced by the steady rhythm of her voice. Calm, confident, commanding. "Leadership," she began, her gaze sweeping the room. is not about who speaks the loudest, but who listens the most. Her tone carried a weight that silenced even the restless rustle of papers. When I started my career here, she continued, I learned that respect is the true heartbeat of medicine. Without it, even the best hands can make the worst mistakes. Her words struck like quiet thunder. Each syllable seemed directed at him, though her eyes never wavered from the crowd. As she spoke, fragments of truth began to surface in Grant's mind. Rumors he'd ignored, whispers he hadn't cared to hear. The nurse who always stayed late, who handled chaos with grace, who carried herself with quiet authority. She wasn't just a nurse. A flash of realization seared through him as he remembered the small notebook she always carried. Research notes, data, plans. She'd never stopped being a doctor. She had simply chosen humility to understand the foundation others took for granted. And in that moment, Dr. Grant felt something he hadn't in years. Shame and awe. The meeting dissolved into soft chatter as chairs scraped and footsteps echoed toward the exit. Dr. Lucas Grant remained seated, motionless, his thoughts unraveling like loose threads. The title Director of Medical Operations still echoed in his mind, but it wasn't the words that haunted him. It was her calm, unshakable grace. He rose slowly, his confidence replaced by hesitation. Each step toward Dr. Amara Johnson felt heavier than the last. She was gathering her notes, the afternoon light catching the faint silver in her hair. For the first time, he saw her not as a subordinate, but as someone carved from quiet resilience and hard-won wisdom. Dr. Johnson, he began, his voice faltering. I owe you an apology for the way She turned to him, her expression soft, steady. A small, patient smile curved her lips. Dr. Grant, she said gently, medicine is teamwork. You'll learn that the heart behind the title matters more than the title itself. Her words landed softly, yet they carried the weight of truth. She nodded once and walked away, her footsteps fading down the hall. Grant stood there, silent, his pride stripped away, replaced by something new. Humility. The day drew to a quiet close. The same corridor that once buzzed with urgency now glowed in soft amber light, the sunset spilling through the tall glass windows like liquid gold. Dust motes drifted lazily in the fading sunbeams, settling over the polished floor where so many hurried footsteps had passed. Dr. Lucas Grant stood alone by the nurse's station, the very spot where Amara had once stood, calm and unseen. Now, he watched the nurses move through their routines, their efficiency and compassion weaving the hospital together like unseen threads. A young nurse struggled with a cart stacked high with supplies. Without hesitation, Lucas stepped forward. Here, let me help you, he said quietly. She smiled, surprised as he steadied the cart. As they walked, she explained a patient's case, and this time he listened, really listened, scribbling notes in his pad as she spoke. The corridor felt different now, warmer, human. As he paused, looking out at the sunset reflecting in the glass, a quiet voice echoed in his mind. Her voice. Respect has no rank. The hands that heal deserve the same dignity as the hands that lead. And for the first time, Lucas truly understood. True leadership is not defined by position, status, or arrogance, but by empathy, humility, and the ability to listen. Every person you overlook today might be the one teaching you tomorrow.